Alright guys, so going further into solving inverse variation problems, we're going to go into a word problem and then we'll go through how we can set it up using inverse variation and our inverse variation equation. Okay, so let's go ahead and read it. It says, the time it takes a group of construction workers varies inversely. So we hear that word varies inversely, we immediately think inverse variation, and our mind should go to this equation right here. Okay? Alright, so varies inversely as the number of construction worker C. So we're calling construction workers here C. If 15 construction workers can build a house in 150 working hours, how many construction workers would be needed to build a house in 55 working hours? Alright, so we're going to go about solving these the same way we did with direct and joint variation. We're going to solve for that K value first. Alright, before we do that, let's go ahead and just rewrite our equation to better suit our word problem here. Again, you don't have to do this, but for a better illustration, we can rewrite this. So essentially, what are we calling y here? Y is going to be, right, the amount of working hours. So we can call y here a lot of things. We could call it the time, so we could give it a variable of t if we want. So I'll just use t here. So I'm going to say t for our time, right, in hours, is going to be equal, well, our k is our constant, and what is x going to be in this case? Well, x is going to be our construction workers, right, and we can call that c, so we'll have c here. Again, you don't have to do this, okay, but if you're more of a visual person, you can go ahead and rewrite it. Alright, so plugging in our variables here, we're going to solve for k, so we know that if 15 construction workers can build a house in 150 hours, so we're going to fill that information in. So the 150 is going to go in for the t. We'll have k here, and then c is going to be the 15 because that is the amount of construction workers. Alright, all we have to do now is multiply both sides by 15, so 150 times 15, and we get 2,250. So k here equals 2,250. Alright? Well, at this point, what are they asking? They want to know how many construction workers would be needed to build a house in 55 working hours. So we're going to go back to our equation and we're just going to rewrite it again. So we know that it's going to be 55 working hours, so we can plug that in for t. So let's go ahead and do this in a different color. So 55 equal to, we know what k is, it's going to be 2,250, but we don't know how many construction workers. That's what we're trying to find, so we'll call this c. Okay? And all we're going to do here, we're going to multiply by c on both sides, and then we're going to divide by 55, right? So essentially what we're going to have is this. We'll have c equals 2,250 divided by 55. Okay? And let's figure out what that number is going to be here. So divided by 55. And we get 40.9. So c equals 40.9. Well, you can't have 0.9 of a worker, right? So we're just going to round this up. We'll say c has to be about, right, 41 workers, right? So you're going to have at least like around 41 construction workers. Okay? And that's it. So again, that is inverse variation.